before they give up. If they give up, it's not a dog that we want to use. Some dogs will search until they're exhausted. That's the dog we want. Ideally, if they find it quick, that's great, but if they search for a long time and then they find it, that's better for our purposes because we know they're not going to give up what they're searching for. Just that one exercise carries over into all sorts of things we do. It carries over into some of the certifications that we have to go through, where we have to do evidence searches. It carries into our street work, obviously, for searching for bad guys, whether it be in a wood line, in a building, in a house, and evidence searches in the field as well. All of our dogs, other than our explosives dogs, are dual purpose. What that means is we train them to sniff narcotics, and we train them on patrol work. So the patrol work side of it is obviously our apprehension phases, where they're trained to bite, they're trained to release, which is important nowadays. They also go through our evidence search work, where we can send them into fields, parking lots, different areas where something might have been discarded or thrown away that we need to locate. Put them through those. The narcotic side of it, they're trained on 5 narcotics as of currently. Marijuana, methamphetamine, heroin, cocaine base, which is more commonly crack cocaine. Those are the main 5. A lot of those bleed over. We're getting into a new legality area with the marijuana, with how it's becoming legal in different states. It's becoming legal for certain purposes, like in Florida now, it's medically recognized. So we're going to start seeing case law and stuff going through the courts about the dog is alerting on marijuana. And it's not typically true. Usually they're from overseas and they've already developed that language over there before we get them. We don't get them. They're usually typically a year older before we get them. So they've already got some basic training, like some of your obedience and stuff like that. Hopefully they're house trained before we get them.
Why are you getting them overseas?
Overseas dog breeding and the sport of dog is huge, especially across Europe. Your dog sports are kind of like college football is over here. They're real big into it. The dog I have now, he was actually a competition dog overseas before we got him. He was about 3.5. One is an apprehension of the decoy. The second is a false start where the decoy runs and the dog has to remain with the handler. And the third is a recall of the canine. So we'll have an apprehension phase first where our decoy flees. The canine is sent and he'll apprehend the decoy. Now the decoy has to actively fight the dog until the handler gets down there to order the release. And he's a little slowed out today. Question is, do our dogs socialize with the sheriff's department dogs? Typically not. And there's our recall where he's got to come back, and he looked like he did a little bit of a double take there. Remind me that in just a second. We'll come back to that because that's a good conversation. Here we're going to have a traffic stop. Again, we're going to use Officer Burleson.
That's how our dog acts with UPS.
But here Officer Burleson's made a traffic stop, and while he's up speaking with the driver and obtaining their information, utilize his canine. We'll see him use that. And just think, question, what did he get out? What's he got behind his neck? That's going to be another reward, a toy for him. So he's going to go around the vehicle. And you can see a change in behavior there. You see him scratching on the car. So initially we look for that change in behavior. That change in behavior is what we call the alert. When they smell that odor, they're not just going to walk around the car anymore. They're going to change their behavior and try and find, we train them to find the source of the odor. So you saw how once he started moving around, he went back to right to that door seam, and that's where he started scratching. Now scratching is our final response. They're trained on the odor. So if you smoked drugs in that car or had them in there in a recent time frame, they will alert on that odor. So a lot of times we search cars and don't find anything. So now we've got distracted. We've got Cadet Morales again, the shady character, trying to break into our old Coca-Cola building. Now she's going to flee from Officer Kelly. K9 Neshoba is going to take her to the ground. And that is why it is an apprehension, because shots fired over here. And now our bad guy looks familiar again right here. And Cadet Morales has just not learned her lesson. That K9 Argo again. Another bad guy in custody by K9 Argo.
That's always a possibility. That's always like,
Some of the resources that we have available in the city are, first of all, we have school resource officers in our city limits. Now, you might not think that's a big deal, but if we got called, had to take a person off the street every time we had something going on at a school, we would just about be there. And the beauty of this program is the school pays for this officer half the officer's salary, half the officer's benefits, the car, everything. So we work in conjunction with the school board, and we have 2 in the high school and 1 in the middle school, and that's all we have in the city limits.
Is
All right?
that different than DARE?
It is different than DARE. Up until about 2008, we had DARE officers in every elementary school in the city, and they would do classes. They weren't there stationed there permanently. They'd stay. They each had 2 schools, and but with the economic downturn, the DARE program nationwide has just about gone away, unfortunately. And that's one of those things you can't measure and show how much it worked. It's just not measurable. So we had to do away with that. All right. The SROs are there to interact with those young people as much as they can. One of the things that we want them to do is build a relationship with them, so they know that the police can help them. Why cops eat donuts? Nobody's asked me that question.
I thought that was going to be
That tastes good. Right? Maybe you learned. You should have had donuts tonight. Just Krispy Kreme and nothing else.
So where are the best donuts?
wait for the hot sign.
Ralph's in Cooksville, Tennessee. Go there one day. So the old stigma of donuts and cops, why is that?
No idea.
Open 24 hours?
That was the only place open 24 hours years ago for us to eat, so that's where we go eat.
Yeah.
And we got to display it now. I want to thank you for coming and spending the night with us. I hope that you'll feel comfortable to call us if you need us. Why do we call 911? Because something's happening right now. The other number is for when it happened yesterday. I hope you feel comfortable that you can call us when you need. That's the most important thing I want you to take away from us. If you need us, you call us. If it's suspicious or whatever else, and we'll turn up, we'll come. Okay? Thank you very much.
Thank you.